Dear Diary, now that I had skipped straight into anxiety-riddled adulthood, it was time to have a drink. A drink at the famous milk bar. I had pretty high expectations, since everyone seemed eager to commit crimes in order to get their hands and lips on the ranch milk. But when I walked in, I was in one of the saddest bars I've ever been to. The only patron was a belligerent drunk dude banging his head against the counter. The other occupants consisted of a crusty old bartender and a pufferfish who was in charge of the entertainment. However, the band didn't show up, so the only entertainment we had was Mr. White Girl Wasted drunk dialing his ex-girlfriend and sobbing into the phone. I don't care how good the milk is, I'm out of this sausage fest. I was supposed to go to Great Bay, but fuck it. I wanted to check out this hotel looming in the distance of the Dusty Canyon. At least I think it's a hotel. Diary, do you think they have free continental breakfast? God, I hope so. I love free breakfast. When I got to the canyon, I realized there wasn't shit to do. My hopes of this place being a fabulous tourist attraction with a beautiful, expensive hotel were disappearing. As I looked around at the nothing, I was reminded more and more of my hometown. In fact, I was surprised an old high school classmate I no longer talk to didn't pop up and try to sell me some sort of weight loss wrap. No, the only thing keeping me company were these bomb chews, who were determined to blow Ipana's legs off. Surprisingly though, Ipana seemed to be completely immune to the explosions. Which begs the question, what did those Romani Ranch aliens do to you, Ipana? They must have turned you into some sort of mutant superhorse, and the military should definitely invest in some cloned Ipana shields. Anyway, long story short, I ended up talking to a rock that told me an invisible man was nearby. I just needed to use my lens of truth. I was pretty ambivalent about taking advice from a rock, but sure enough, there was a soldier sitting among the pebbles, waving his arms like he just didn't care. He was in disbelief that I could see him, and told me he had been there for years calling for help. Years? Really? You sure about that? I'm not so sure about that. But regardless, I decided to help him because I'm a good person. And also because that rock said he'd give me a mask. I also have to look out for myself. I am saving the world and all. He clearly wanted a red potion, so I rode back into town and bought him one. Soon after drinking it, he staggered to his feet and proclaimed himself healed. As a thank you, he presented me with a derpy rock mask that makes me invisible. Cool! Not only will I look awkward, but people will ignore me too, just like my childhood. Damn, this canyon is bringing back so many memories. Moving on, I eventually came across the graveyard where I met Dampe, the haggard gravedigger. He had a face like a truck, but a heart like an angel. Sweet little angel Dampe lived in a graveyard, but was scared of skeletons and spirits. Dampe, you should probably consider moving somewhere else. I bet the old Star Wizard would love a roommate, especially if you split the electricity bill with him. A little further up, right fucking next to sweet little Dampe's house, was a giant skeleton monster just taking a goddamn nap, just catching some Z's, completely unaware that every time Dampe sees him, he shits his pants, and that's why his pants are brown. I was tired of the abuse, and I pulled out my ocarina ready to serve some justice. I played the Sonata of Awakening, and the skeleton, his name was Skulkita, roared to life, destroying everything in his path. Turns out though that Skulkita was just a big sleepy beepy, and after getting sliced in the ankles multiple times, he cried uncle and announced me his successor. He turned off the fire surrounding the treasure chest and immediately went back to sleep. Now I had the captain's hat, and with it, complete control over the Ikana army. I tricked the stock children, who were lounging about in the dark graveyard, into helping me pull off a 3-night grave robbing extravaganza. The first night I defeated an Iron Knuckle and discovered Flat, the ghost composer of the royal family. Flat explained some sort of family squabble where his older brother, Sharp, sold his soul to the devil and betrayed him. He then taught me the Song of Storms and told me to relay the message to his brother that the raindrops are 1,000 years worth of tears, and the thunder that strikes the earth is his anger. Okay, 3 things. First, listen, this sounds like some personal family drama that I shouldn't get involved in. This is a conversation between you, your brother, and the devil. Second of all, the raindrops are your tears? What am I reading? Bad poetry on LiveJournal circa 2006? Get out of here with those lame-ass Hawthorne Heights lyrics. And third of all, thunder doesn't strike the earth. That's lightning. Thunder is just the sound lightning makes as it passes through the air and causes air particles to vibrate. So, more science talk, less Satan talk, but thanks for the song anyway. The second night, I fought another iron knuckle and won a heart piece. Boring. But the third night was kinda bananas. After instructing the Saw children to rip apart the grave, I dropped down into a cavernous tomb where I found Dampe wandering aimlessly alone in the dark. Okay dude, I thought you were scared of ghosts and skeletons. Why are you down here? I led him to dig up random spots until 3 blue flames merged together and summoned the leader of the pose. I guess? I mean, he doesn't look any different from any of the other pose I've seen. Dampe sure didn't like him though, and ran from the room with relative ease for someone who couldn't see a few minutes ago. After defeating the big Poe with arrows, a large chest appeared, and I was super pumped to see what stellar item I was about to get. But apparently all the tedious work was only worth an empty bottle. Obviously I'm just digging through someone's recycling bin. I'm sorry, is this game called The Legend of the Trash Princess and Her Faithful Garbage Boy? No, come back to me when you have some real treasure. I climbed the stairs which led directly into Dampe's house. Okay, listen up, sweet little angel Dampe. Move the fuck out! Why do you have a whole crypt attached to your house? Like, you don't even have a door separating your bed from the dead bodies. Get a grip, man. Take some night classes. Clean up your life. At this point, diary, I was out of time and 100% ready to get the heck out of Dodge. I think I'm ready for that nice, relaxing beach vacation on the Great Bay Coast. Until next time, diary, your friend, Brittany Saturn.